WrestleMania 34 was a show of two halves with a spectacular opening marred by a dodgy closing stretch. But it's over now, and WWE's new season of programming is well underway. Now, a lot will obviously happen between now and WrestleMania 35, which takes place on April 7th, 2019, and the company may look completely different by the time the big event rolls around. Still, let's have a crack at the card anyway, because fantasy booking is awesome. There will obviously be a couple of battle royals, so let's not dive into those, and for the sake of variety, let's just assume that Brock Lesnar buggers off back to the UFC as well, because why the hell not? With that in mind, I'm Andy for What Culture Wrestling, and here are 10 WrestleMania 35 card predictions 1 year out. Okay, maybe a little less than a year, but let's not be pedantic. Number 10, The Revival versus American Alpha for the Raw Tag Team titles. Now, the idea of these guys competing in a featured match sounds about as appealing as downing a glass of dead wasps at the moment, but let's not forget where they came from. The Revival and American Alpha's NXT feud was what originally put both teams on the map. Recreating it on the main roster could be exactly what these four wrestlers need to get their careers back on track, and given how thin Raw's tag division is at the moment, it could well happen. Jason Jordan's heel run didn't take off, Chad Gable is lagging at the moment, and the Revival are buried. Rehabbing both teams would be a long, arduous job, but throw Alpha back together, book them in a long-term program with the Revival, and WWE can definitely pull it off. Number 9, The New Day versus Sanity for the SmackDown tag titles. SmackDown's tag division is absolutely stacked at the moment, and that means there's a lot of options in play for Mania 35, but this would offer something different. WWE could book a big 6-man war between Sanity and the New Day in the hope that it would evoke the spirit of those awesome Shield versus Wyatt family matches from back in the day. On top of this, both teams have previously defended titles using the Freebird rule, which means there'd be absolutely nothing stopping the company from putting the gold on the line. Throw it together, why the hell not? Number 8, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Now, this one comes from the process of elimination. With what we have planned later in the show, there was just nothing left for AJ Styles to do. But we can't not book the guy. Joe makes great sense as an opponent, because if what we've predicted for later in the show comes to pass, he'll have nothing else to do himself. And him and AJ have had several great matches together back in TNA, and another couple in Ring of Honor. Sure, this match would be a tad more exciting if Joe was a little younger, but we'd still trust them to find traces of that old magic. Number 7, Andrade Almas versus Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev for the United States title. For the past few months, WWE's preferred method of filling the US title division has been to stock it up with otherwise unoccupied upper mid-card and borderline main event talent. It's really unimaginative, but it's also unlikely to change, so expect another copy-paste multi-man scramble at Mania. Almas, Rusev, Hardy and Nakamura is a star-studded group. The fans would have no problem getting into it, but would the match be any good? You never can tell with these multi-person bouts, but the talent is certainly there. Number 6, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title. Another Shield triple threat match at WrestleMania would work really well, but it would also leave a lot of spare parts in the main event scene. So let's go for something different. As things stand, all signs point towards Seth Rollins having an incredible reign as Intercontinental Champion. He's been one of WWE's MVPs throughout 2018, and while there's every chance he'll lose the belt before WrestleMania 35, we wouldn't bet against him winning it back. Now, this is admittedly a feud we've seen several times before, but never with Ambrose as the heel. Have him come back from his injury, double-cross his former Shield brother, and build to a big match on the biggest show of the year. Tell me that wouldn't be great. Number 5, Batista versus Triple H. Big Dave has been talking about a potential WWE return for ages and claims he recently pitched a big match with Triple H, until the game stopped returning his calls. If the company have frozen him out, then don't expect it to last for long. Batista's a huge star, he'd bring eyes to the company, and if there's a way to work it out and money to be made, the parties will soon find a way. Dave says he wants to end his career on a high. But what better way to do that than by wrestling a total pro in Triple H, a former ally in Evolution, and a big-time rival after that? It makes sense despite their advanced years. Number 4, The Undertaker versus John Cena in a retirement match. Say what you will about The Undertaker's recent performances, but after close to 3 decades killing himself for our entertainment, he probably deserves a big goodbye. Now, admittedly, the list of potential opponents isn't too enticing here, and Taker's physical limitations mean the match will probably be a wash. But how about John Cena? The 16-time world champion was squashed at WrestleMania 34. He'll likely want another crack of the whip as a result, and he's a safe worker to help guide The Undertaker through what should be his last stand. Number 3, Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. He's buried 6 feet deep at the moment, but let's be honest, Roman Reigns' main event push is going nowhere. WWE are gonna try and build him up again, but with Roman set to feud with Jinder Mahal throughout the summer and Brock Lesnar potentially on the out from the company, WWE needs someone to carry the big red belt all the way to WrestleMania 35. And while Seth Rollins might be a popular choice and certainly deserves a shot, how about Braun Strowman? He's over as hell, he's endlessly entertaining, and a reprisal of his excellent feud with Roman would do wonders for both. Number 2, Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. This one has already been suggested as a potential main event, but regardless, wherever it lands, Charlotte versus Ronda is going to attract major interest. Charlotte is the Women's Revolution's franchise player, while Ronda is the company's biggest mainstream star. There's just one problem, they're on different brands at the moment. So how about this? Title versus title. Ideally, we'd have Ronda take the belt and end Nia Jax's reign of error at Money in the Bank this year, and Charlotte can regain the SmackDown Championship at any point, leading towards a big showdown at the Show of Shows. And number 1, Daniel Bryan versus The Miz for the WWE Championship. This is the feud everyone wants to see at the moment, but WWE are wisely holding off on it, because it could potentially headline WrestleMania 35. Okay, so how's this for a ridiculous fantasy booking scenario? Shinsuke Nakamura beats AJ Styles to become WWE Champion. The Miz wins Money in the Bank. Bryan then faces Nakamura at SummerSlam and takes the belt, but in a repeat of SummerSlam 2013, Miz comes down, spoils the moment and cashes in, and the feud is reignited. Bryan then goes on to win the Royal Rumble, and the stage is perfectly set for another WrestleMania moment for WWE's most beloved star. So that's our card, but how do you think the WrestleMania 35 lineup will look? Let us know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, I've been Andy for What Culture Wrestling, and I'll see you later, you Doug.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe below, and if you're looking for more content like this, then try a few things that are floating about around my ears. It might be fun. I can't promise it though, but it might be.